Two worlds collide in Coronation Street spoilers for next week, as Becky's attempt to flee Weatherfield ends in a catastrophic motorway pileup. With the residents of Coronation Street and Emmerdale caught in the aftermath, you won't want to miss a second of next week's explosive Coronation Street spoilers. Spoiler 1. Kit makes a discovery. After finding Becky's car, Kit makes another surprising discovery. He also finds Carla, and they realise that Becky is attempting to flee the country. As they rush to the port to catch Becky before she can get Lisa and Becky to Rotterdam, Carla tries to call Lisa. Spoiler 2. Carl's out of control. At the wedding party, Debbie tries to put on a brave face. Unaware that his cash is mostly fake, a drunken Carl drives away from the party, with a terrified Debbie trapped inside his car. While oblivious Ronnie dances away at the wedding reception, Kevin and Abby chase after Carl and Debbie. Spoiler 3. Todd tries to escape nasty Theo. Todd begs Billy to take him home so he can collect his things while Theo is out. But just as they're leaving, Theo appears with his suitcase, terrifying Todd. Spoiler 4. Becky sparks a devastating pileup. Becky loses control of her vehicle with Lisa and Betsy inside, triggering a multi-car pileup on a stormy road between Houghton and Weatherfield. Meanwhile, drunken Carl puts more lives at risk when he skids his car across the wet road. Disaster strikes, and lives hang in the balance when the wedding minibus explodes. But did everyone manage to get to safety in time? Spoiler 5. Kit and Carla to the rescue. Hot on Becky's trail, Kit and Carla arrive on the scene. Racing to Lisa's side, they struggle to make sense of what's happened. Spoiler 6. Weatherfield mourns its losses. In the aftermath of the pileup, the Weatherfield locals grieve the loss of one beloved resident. Meanwhile, one couple are particularly impacted as a life-or-death situation continues to unfold. With families at war and many bombshells still dropping, the aftermath of the crash continues to send shockwaves up and down the street. And if you enjoyed these Coronation Street spoilers, subscribe so you can come back for more news from the Cobbles. Ravi's in terrible danger when Harry takes his revenge in our EastEnders spoilers for next week. Suffering nightmarish visions after being drugged by Harry, Ravi begins to lash out, with dangerous consequences for his family. Stay tuned for our EastEnders spoilers for next week. Spoiler 1. Harry and Nicola plot their revenge. Harry is still desperate for his revenge against Ravi. While he wants to use violence, Nicola shares her own plan to punish Ravi for everything he's done. As Ravi goes for a drink at the club, Harry watches, seething quietly. Nicola then takes the opportunity to spike Ravi's drink. Spoiler 2. Ravi's in danger. As the drugs take hold, Harry takes Ravi to the arches, trapping him in the pit. When Billy interrupts Harry, Ravi manages to stagger outside. Suffering from terrible hallucinations, Ravi is in an awful state. Disaster then strikes when Priya and his family come looking for him. Spoiler 3. Linda's blast from the past. On Johnny's advice, Honey accompanies Linda to her school reunion. Linda is surprised when she's reunited with an old classmate named B. Linda grows defensive when B paints a picture of Linda in a particularly unflattering light. After Honey accidentally takes B's bag, they decide to track her down to her home. Spoiler 4. A tough decision for Julie. Phil and Julie take Nigel to a care home, where the senior nurse shows them how they care for dementia patients. The nurse tells Phil and Julie that they'll have to act quickly to secure Nigel's place. However, when Nigel grows upset, Phil and Julie decide to take him home and continue their search without him. As Julie starts looking into other care home options, Phil tells her that Nigel should get a say in where he goes. Later, Julie returns to Scotland so that she can sell their home to fund Nigel's care. Spoiler 5. Elaine crosses swords with the cafe. Kathy and Ian are furious to learn that Elaine is launching a breakfast deal at Peacock Palace and has been bad-mouthing the cafe. Spoiler 6. Max tries to make amends. After the events of Christmas, Max tries to prove to his family that he's serious about his promises. Will Peter and Lauren forgive him his misdeeds? Spoiler 7. Cancer news for Sam. Sam reveals that a date has come through for her lumpectomy. Later, she confides in Alfie ahead of the operation. And if you enjoyed these EastEnders spoilers, subscribe so you can come back for more news from the Square. Here are 6 huge Emmerdale spoilers, including a confession, a horrifying truth, and a lifeless body. Spoiler 1. A body is hidden. The week begins with a calming view of the village, only to be disturbed by the sudden appearance of a lifeless body. The person is being dragged away by an unseen assailant. Spoiler 2. Aaron and John go head-to-head. John begins to believe that a life away from the village with Aaron is possible, especially when Aaron kisses him. However, right as they are about to get into the car, Aaron grabs the gun and orders John to drive them to the police station to confess. At this point, Robert wakes up and begs Joe Tate to help him find Aaron before John does something bad. However, in the car, John presses hard onto the accelerator, forcing Aaron to grab the steering wheel. As a result, John grabs for the gun, but the car loses control. Spoiler 3. Charity confesses everything. Mac's fury at Charity's lies builds up, and he gets her in the car. Charity realizes that Mac knows everything, as he says they are going straight to the airport to tell Sarah and Jacob. As he speeds up, he believes he spots their car, and so he plunges his foot hard on the accelerator. Spoiler 4. April returns with more secrets. With April still missing, everyone is worried for her safety. But everyone also seems to be harboring their own secrets. Laurel stashes something in a drawer, Rona makes a secret call, and Marlon sends a guilty text. But what has happened? Ross soon appears with a disheveled April, and it's clear they share a hidden story. April says it's time to talk to the police, but Rona worries about repercussions. Spoiler 5. Paddy discovers the horrifying truth. April confides in her family about absolutely everything, including Bear. When Paddy returns home, he is brought up to speed. He makes it clear to Dylan and April that they are not to blame for anything, but Bear is still missing. Spoiler 6. Corriedale sends shockwaves everywhere. In a one-off special event, the worlds of Coronation Street and Emmerdale are set to merge, with lives on the line. And if you enjoyed these Emmerdale spoilers, subscribe so you can come back for more.